Okay, it should be working. Hello, everybody. Oh no. No. Oh, fuck. Ah. Hmm. Well, anyways, I'm here to talk about Linux. I know. Nerd shit. But I don't care really. I wanted to talk about how moving to Linux has been. Make it a little like tutorial on like why you should move to Linux. Why maybe you shouldn't. Why Well, firstly, I made like a really crummy slideshow here. You can see it on the side here. I slideshow. Let's see form slideshow. Start from first slide. Open OBS. Okay. Open selector Windows. Okay. There you go. Correct. This is the correct one. Moving to Linux has been interesting. A question a lot of people is, why would I move to Linux? And well, for me personally, it's because Windows just sucks. It's been getting worse. I Everyone will tell you this. Windows 11 just sucks, and I won't deny it does. I just put on some like smooth jazz. Hold on one second. Just a little bit of music. Just a little bit of music. Do 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 do. Do do do. Copyright free infomercial music. Mm, no, no, this ain't it. This works. So, moving to Linux, right? Windows is ass. Everyone will tell you this, but there's just so many actual examples that no one can actually just deny. Firstly, there's this really dumb speed test where Windows 11 is actually the worst Windows version. It's actually just the worst. Windows 8 somehow is better. Uh, which I don't know. Did anyone use Windows 8? I don't know anyone who said I liked Windows 8. I don't know anyone on Windows 8. Like Windows 7? Yeah, people still use that. Windows 8? I forgot there was even 8. I forgot there was a 9, right? Because it goes 7, 8, 9, 10. That's just basic counting. Did did anyone actually use Windows 8? Did anyone use Windows 9? Strange. Anyways, the shutdown button just doesn't even work anymore apparently. Uh, which I feel like that's like a you had that solved like decades ago, like a while ago. Actually, it's hard to imagine, right? How do you mess up the decade button? The It's like the first button. It's like the shutdown button. Turn on button, shutdown button. The two most important buttons. Also, the first buttons that you make. But that doesn't work anymore. Why? Because 30% of the code is just AI generated now. That's just where we are. That's just where we are. It's one guy and ChatGPT making 90% of Windows 11. And the results? It kills your hard drives. It just kills them, which is great, right? If you spent a few hundred miles on a VTuber model, it could just go away, which, that'd be pretty cool. Pretty epic, even. Sorry. I had some hash browns for breakfast. But yeah, no. Windows sucks. We can all agree on this. But doesn't Linux suck? Yeah, it sucks, but it sucks less. It sucks less at this point. It has its silly issues. It's got tech issues, software issues. But with more and more people moving to Linux, because a lot of people are moving to Linux, tools are coming out to make it better, make it easier to use. Stuff works great most of the time. All Linux issues are in fact solvable. I mean, it's true. Any issue you have with Linux, you can technically solve it. It's just a matter of skill issue, which admittedly I do have a few skill issues. When I was setting up this whole computer, I ran into a tech issue, and that was like a really annoying thing to fix. That issue was my hard drive didn't know. This is a problem I had, right? I had a hard drive installed, it didn't show up. So I had to do some troubleshooting, and I found that the machine was seeing the hard drive, right? It was like, this is a hard drive, it exists, but it didn't mount the hard drive, which means it didn't make a place for the computer to call to and reference, like, the hard drive. So I had to mount the hard drive manually using a series of arbitrary commands. Maybe they're not arbitrary to like a computer scientist, but to me, a plant scientist, no, they were arbitrary as hell. I had to modify the fstab file, which is like the boot up which drives and which drives to mount at the beginning when you turn on your computer, to have that drive in it so it always auto mounts when I turn on the software. But then at the very end here, last little gotcha, I had to modify the permissions of that particular drive to let me use it on my regular profile. All of this to mount a singular hard disk drive. This is a very big turnoff, I will admit. But it's better than the hard drive just not working at all and losing all the data. So there you go. There you go. This is the point we're at now. What about my Windows software? This is another thing I always hear people saying about I don't want to move to Linux, my video games. Well, lucky for you, Steam, bless their souls, has worked on a lot of this. The Steam Deck is a Linux machine, and to make that work, they've been working hard on all these things to make Steam games work on Linux. Or, well, Windows games work on Linux. So they developed Proton, and, that really makes a lot of things work. I'm going to give you a few examples of software I've gotten to work, softwares I couldn't get to work, and some of the things I had to do to make this stream work. Because I'm on Linux right now. This is a Linux stream, baby. So Helldivers. This worked basically right out of the box. With my particular version of Linux and Steam actually putting things together, this just worked. Helldivers 2, I'm diving, baby. I did a stream on that. Like a couple days ago? Yeah, I know. But that works. Works like a goddamn charm. Other things work a bit more trickier. VTube Studio. This stream, in fact, works. I am streaming right now. It wasn't easy. I had to go find a guide online, install an arbitrary software, literally called Face Tracker, have that running, put a silly ip.txt into the stream assets folder, and have that program running with VTube Studio. I mean, it's working. I'm getting face capture. I can kind of blink. But that's mainly just my camera being ass. I need to get a better camera. Right now, I'm just using a webcam and microphone, which is kind of silly, right? But it works. Another big issue. Some games don't just work. They just don't work, and I don't think anyone's going to work on making them work. For example, Space Station 13 doesn't work. Space Station 14, though, works right out of the back. I've seen guides on how to make Space Station 13 work, but hey, I've been looking for an excuse to try Space Station 14. That's just life. It's strange. The movement isn't tile-based, so that's been a real annoying thing. One of the Linux quirks. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 doesn't work at all. Just nope, doesn't work. So I won't be streaming that again. And it's not even like a Steam thing. It's a EA thing, because it's an EA game and it uses EA servers, so the amount of loops you have to jump through to make it work, it's not going to work, baby. So, yeah, no. I will not be playing Garden Warfare 2 again. Probably forever. But admittedly, it was an old game nobody played. This is so sad. And let's talk about other programs, right? A lot of people use Microsoft Office, right? Which got AI in it now, they got to put that shit in everything. It's ass. With the AI features anyways. Personally, I haven't used Microsoft Office in around about 4 years. I made this PowerPoint, and I've been making my college work, and if it's good enough for college, it's probably good enough for, like, the rest of your adult life. I'm just being real. LibreOffice. There's a couple of other options out there. OpenOffice. I just use LibreOffice, though. I throw Matrani in the donations. When it comes to a lot of free softwares that you'll use with Linux, I beg you, please give them a little bit of money to help them keep on the development, right? This is just a nice thing to do. It's free. And while a lot of this sounds great, which Linux should I get? This is the thing that's always like the biggest sticker with Linux, right? Do I get Hannah Montana Linux? Do I get Goblin Linux? Do I get Puppy Linux? Do I get Nobara? There's too many Linuxes. Just legitimately, I don't know who's using these. But there's certain Linuxes that work better. They just work pretty good. The Linux I'm using right now is Nobara. Great stuff. It's a simple Linux. It's designed primarily to run video games. And with that, it runs video games, it runs Steam games. It all works objectively pretty gosh dang well. There's that whole hard drive issue. That's supposed to not even be an issue in Nobara. Nobara is supposed to auto-mount drives. It didn't. I don't know what to say, but it works pretty well. And I've managed to get VTube Studio running and hold a stream on it, which is objectively pretty good. You can't get much better than the stream works. The technology is working. Now, of course, this is where someone in chat would ask questions, but of course, no one shows up to my streams. They hate me. But I am, in fact, like, the worst person in the world, objectively. So I get it. I guess, like, a good Q&A I would ask myself, right, is it worth it? So far, it's been pretty good. It's been a bit annoying at times, but I've managed to get it work. Certain things I imagine will be a lot harder to get work on this, like Minecraft, right? I'm not even touching Minecraft yet. Why? It's first off, it's Minecraft. Second off, Minecraft never worked good, even on Windows, right? It barely works on Windows. But I imagine I will be trying to get Minecraft to work in the future. But mostly, it's been going pretty well. I gotta think this is going to be a long-term scenario, which is I'm on Linux now. Honestly, it's not that bad. A lot of things people say about Linux, I don't know, it feels kind of overstated. Just don't use Arch. Arch, I mean, it's good if you're like a power computer user. And who is out here power using computers? Engineers? Engineers are people who are doing that, I guess, but a lot of the software they're using is like basically Linux locked. Additionally, they're not using their own machines typically. You know, like typically under U.S. federal law, they're getting like a machine given to them, which is the company's supercomputer to render cars or whatever, and that's fine. There's like free engineering software on Linux too. There's a lot actually. The one I used a lot was FreeCAD. If you need to make a simple 3D file, it worked good. Is it the most elegant, pretty solution? No, it's feels like it's ripped right out of the 1960s. But it works, baby. That's the thing about Linux. It works. And it's free. And it doesn't break your hard drives. And it doesn't have AI slop installed. It's got everything, baby. It's got everything. You can run porn games on this thing. I got like Alice in Ludeland on this bad boy. I've been playing that, and it's just been working. Which has been pretty good. Has some weird stuttering issues, but I think that's like a Wine issue. Wine is a program that comes basically shipped with this thing. It was like the old Linux solution to I need to run a Windows program. Wine stands for Wine is not an emulator. And it's not an emulator. The way that program works, and I imagine this is the way a lot of these Windows programs adapters work, is computers have a bunch of like calls they make to the CPU when they're running a program. Do X, do Y, do Z. And what Wine does is instead of like emulating a program, which is making like a virtual machine to run it, it looks at the call that's being given by the program, like, I need to do this. And it then looks at that and calls the equivalent version of what that is in Linux. Because these are number machines, right? This machine takes numbers, it outputs numbers. Brilliant. So that's how it works. It's a numbers machine. It takes certain inputs, makes certain outputs. And with that, there's only so many different ways you can input and output numbers. So, it's strange, isn't it? Personally, it's been really nice to use. Plays my games. The user interface is actually pretty nice on this one. I need to get another wallpaper for it, though, which shouldn't be too hard. It's just a matter of what I want to put as my wallpaper. I don't know. I didn't really have a big plan for this stream. I just wanted to make a stream talking about how using Linux is actually a really easy and convenient thing. I guess I could have made this like a 20-minute video. I really could have made this like a 20-minute video. Well, I mean, that's around about all the things I can say about it. It works well. If you watch this as a stream, as a VOD, come in and tell me any questions, just like put in the comments any questions you have about moving to Linux. And I'll try, to the best of my limited capability, to say how, or what, or is that even a thing? Insert any question. You could ask me even non-Linux questions, I'll probably try to answer them. Oh. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's really all I got. Good night, everyone.